Shalom, give me a minute.
So why does
Here
it?
we go. Okay. Um, it says down here. Oh, Slakia. Shalom, shalom. This is Truth is Everlasting, the Lion's Den. I am Yahweh Sab. I camp out with Lion Den Ha1, St. Yashuada in Jacksonville, Florida. But first I have to give a prayer to the Father, to the Son, to the elders, to the Akims, and to the women and children around the world in Paleo-Hebrew language. Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rokah Kodash Muhammad, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in spirit and holy and in truth. The warners to the 144,000 chosen elect, the warners to the elders of GMS, the warners to the elders of Lion Den's Camp, salutations to the Arkansas and the four corners of the earth, and to the women and children, Shalom. All right, well, Slakev, I had missed, what, I think it was 2 days, my phone went out. There was a strong rainstorm out here in Jacksonville, Florida, where I live at. Some strong thundering at night. And for some reason, Yahweh Shah woke me up early in the morning, thinking I'd be able to do a lesson, and lo and behold, the phone was not responding. So I played with it, tried to see what I can do, but nothing happened. So I had to call one. I played with it to the point that in the evening the phone let me use, because I couldn't even make calls or even text. But I did something to it that it worked, but it wouldn't go into the internet. So anyway, I called one of my Arkhams, and he came by and fixed it pretty fast. So I'm back in business. Now this is the group of the TV show Friends, and it says here the image finding out one of the biggest lies in history, which I'm not going to tell you what it is. The title of this lesson, Look for Salvation. This is going to be part 2. Okay, I did a part 1 on what are the Terminator robots. Well, wait a minute. It was the robots at first I did, but it was on like a Chinese I think it was a Chinese movie. It was called Walkerless End of War, something like that. And yeah, TikTok blocked it. So it was I did part 1 on it had to do with some robot, but from somewhere, from some other video. Anyway, I'm gonna play this so you can hear it. It's gonna be oh wow, look at that. It's gonna be AI generated media. So disclaimer. Okay? This for educational purposes only. Here we go.
Everybody keeps saying Jesus was white.
During the Renaissance, we repainted the images to look like us. We couldn't keep the old ones if we wanted to rule the people we conquered.
So we lied? Wouldn't that lie affect us too? So we've all been fed a white lie?
Yep, everyone now worshiping Caesar Borgia.
There
So
you go.
why does everybody keep?
Okay, so we don't know if there's only AI media, AI generated. Well, it says it's here, so I guess it is. So I'm going to go into Psalm 116, verse 13. I will take the cup of salvation and call upon the name of Yahweh Shai. So salvation means being saved, rescued, or delivered from harm, danger, loss, or the power and penalty of sin. Right? And you know, a lot of our people, so-called Negros Latinos and speckled birds, hold on to that Jesus name real strong. Even when you tell them to look into it, right, they look at you and they say, there's no need. I go, well, how come you say there's no need when the name is so important? Then when we tell them that the letter J, it's not in the Paleo-Hebrew alphabet to begin with, it does not exist. If you go to another country They speak another language. Their alphabet is going to be different, right? Just like if you go to another country that's not Latin, I guess is the best way to put it. Other countries' calendar is different. So when they say it's not important, or if you get married, like my bishop once said, well, when you know, why don't you call your wife by another name and see how that works? Okay. On top of that, the name Jesus, that's a Latin and Greek name, and Yahweh Shai is not Greek and he's not Latin. All right. So I want to go to 119, Song 119, verse 155. Give me a minute, I'm looking for it. $155, come on. Here we go. Slakia. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. Verse 156. Great are thy tender mercy, O Yahweh Shai. Quicken me according to thy judgments. Right? So when you see people that they say they are called to the truth, it's simple just to ask them, well, you know, what's your God's name? You know? And once they tell you it's Jesus, you say, okay, well, you know, thank you. Not much to say, you know, unless he's a so-called Negro Latino and speckled bird. But even that sometimes, you know, according to how they react to when you tell them, have you ever looked into it? They come on saying, you know, it doesn't matter. He could have any name, many names. All right, thank you. You know, time is getting closer. Is what I'm really saying when I speak like this. You know, I just saw a video of the Bishop Kanak and Iran is moving. Things are moving fast. The hand of Yahushua is moving fast. And people that, you know, our people, of course, right, that are not paying attention, they think it's going to be in a couple of more years, you know. No. Or it's not going to be in our lifetime. No, it's going to be in our lifetime. That World War III is gonna kick in, you know. Those missiles, the whole world are going to see them. From Russia, China, Iran, and other countries. Job chapter 5. Is it chapter 5? Verse 4. His children are far from safety, and they are crushed in the gates. Neither is there any to deliver them. Verse 5. Whose harvest the hungry eats up, and taketh even out of the thorns, and the robber swallows up their substance. Yeah, everything that we're supposed to, at one time we had, you know, free water, you got to pay for water. The food that grows wild, that you can grow food, now they want to demand and force that you can only get it from the store. You know, that's how wicked, ass backwards these Edomites that are in power belief system is. And greed, right, to the highest level. Verse 6, although affliction cometh not for of the dust, neither do trouble springs out of the ground. Verse 7, yet man is born unto trouble, as the spark flies upward. Verse 8, I will seek unto Yahushua, unto God I commit my cause. Verse 9. Which do great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number. Verse 10. Who gives rain upon the earth and sends water upon the field. I just heard Puerto Rico's having a terrible drought of water over there. That the water trucks are bringing some water, and the lady that did the video in Puerto Rico, she said she can't believe it that Puerto Rico, part of America, that the president over here cannot even send them the mass amount of water to help over there, but yet they can send food around the world. That's how greedy, right? So come, we need salvation. The Edomites they're greedy, they're wicked, right? And they are practicing what Cain, right, practiced, which is he murdered Abel, and he went around raping, robbing, and plundering. That's his talent. Where was I? Verse 11, to set up on high those that are low, and boy are we low, that those which moan may be exalted to safety. Verse 12, he disappoints the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Okay? So when I saw a video a while back when the government was talking about that they might let go of Puerto Rican to some other country, nah, they ain't gonna. I mean, they talk like that, but they're gonna try to unalive a lot of our people, right? Because they got the military over there. They're not gonna let go of that so easily. Okay? I want to go to Isaiah chapter 49. What happened? I tapped it and it didn't open. Verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shalt be my servant, to rise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserve of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Now, you know, our people that like to go to these 501c3 incorporated Christian churches, they hear the word Gentiles, and right away they think it means everybody. When it's really only talking about our people, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and speckled birds, right? Who were given bywords, you know, African, Haitian, right? Jamaican, Cuban, African, Colombian, Puerto Rican, Peruvian, right? Mexican, you see? Ecuadorian, right? Venezuelan. I can keep on going. All right. Let me go to Isaiah chapter 52. Give me a minute. Verse 7. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace, that bringeth good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation, that says unto Israel, thy God reigneth. Right? I mean, we're not the ones building an army with weapons of mass destruction. All we bring is the Bible in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Right? And they hate us for that. Isaiah 56, verse 1. Thus said Yahweh Shai, keep ye judgment, and do justice. For my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness is to be revealed. Yeah. Once he comes back in those so-called UFOs, the Bible calls them chariots or clouds, the whole world's going to know that the true men of God, the so-called Negro Slavic and speckled birds, that in the highways and byways were speaking the truth, that he's 10 feet tall, dark skinned, right, with an afro, right? A lot of people hate that. Even, it's amazing, even our own people that want to hold on to Jesus, they say that it's not true. Okay, all right. I just learned to be more quick to stop the conversation when they start showing that they're not interested in truth. Tells me they're not being called. I'm gonna leave it with Jonah, which is chapter 2, is verse 9. But I will sacrifice unto thee with the voice of thanksgiving. I will pay that I have vowed. Salvation is of Yahweh Shai. You see? And right now, yesterday I went for a little walk and a little ride, and I passed by this apartment building, and they were advertising the prices of the rent. And when they showed the number, I said, damn, man, it is getting crazy. $2,500 a month? The hell? And then the banks and the governments here, are taking everybody's money and sending it to some other country, right? How the orange man said it, who's in power, to make America great again. No, what he's doing is to stick it to America again. Well, I hope that this was edifying, and with that, I'll say shalom.